I did.
And when this journey ends, I'm gonna reign with
Would you like to hear your company or church announcements or church broadcast on the airwaves of WEHA? You can call our business office at 609-641-8870 for further details.
I may not know who you are, may not know what you do. If you're in the struggle, I got a message for you. Pray day and night, find that you find a faith. 'Cause you know it's gonna be alright, Say it! It's gonna be alright. Say it! Let me say it like this. Life can knock you down and telling you to worry about this and then worry about that. Stress free for me. So I tell it's gonna be
Gospel 88.7 WEHA. It's more than music. It's ministry.
WEHA, Port Republic, Atlantic City, and now on FM translator 100.3 W262CF, Atlantic City. WEHA is a listener-supported radio station. To make a donation, call 609-641-8870. Visit our headquarters at 3 Canal Drive, Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey 08234, or log on to our website wehavegospel.com.
We have gospel.
If you just tune in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and Lady Parrish, right here on your favorite gospel radio station, 2-time Stellar Award-winning radio station, WEHA Gospel, 88.7, 100.3 FM. We have gospel. This broadcast has been brought to you by the Hawks Family Businesses, who has been serving our community for over 30 years, and also Beacon Hall, turning moments into memories, and Lady Parish Ministries. So we're so excited to be in the studio live today, and we have a wonderful program, a lot of information for you. So make sure you tell everyone to tune in. And Lady Parish is going to tell you what WEHA is.
We are Christ centered, community focused, listener supported. We have gospel 88.7 and 100.3 FM Atlantic City. Not just Atlantic City, but all over the place. You can hear us. Just tune in.
Tune in. So we got a lot of things going on today that we want to let you know. Mostly everybody has been listening and staying in, and that's a great thing. Only coming out when totally necessary. I can see the hype a little calming down just a little bit. I am glad to see that I went to ShopRite, and they have the distancing, social distancing. They have the X's, the squares, and you have to stand so many feet before you come up to purchase your items. I understand now that Walmart is only allowing a certain amount of people in. I was at Wawa on yesterday, and they only allow 25 people in at a time, and you can't come in both doors. So everybody is doing something. And that's what's going to help us fight this plague and to get better very soon, so we can try to get back to our lives as normal as we can. I don't think it'll ever be the same. I don't really think it'll ever be the same, but we'll be able to move forward, and that's the most important thing. I want to talk a few minutes about the Philippines. They're having a National Day of Prayer on tomorrow, prayer and fasting, and they're fasting to fight the plague COVID-19 pandemic and to resist the evil works in their generation and all of our generations. So if you want to pray along with the Philippines tomorrow, I think that's a good thing to do. Prayer doesn't hurt anyone. As a matter of fact, prayer changes things,
Yes, it does.
And I really believe that. On nsnbc.com, the key to preventing coronavirus is cheap, simple, and scientifically proven. Wash your hands. That's it. Wash your hands. And that will help out with a lot. I also want to give a shout out to all of the people who have been out there doing humanitarian things, buying people groceries, going to check on the elderly, buying people water or toiletries. And that's been going all over the country, but it's also have been going on locally in our community. And I'm very happy about that, to see the area people stepping up to do whatever that they can. Susan Corngut, an attorney here, she's went out and she put some things in place and helped some people, and I thought that was wonderful. There are a lot of people out there doing it. I just happen to know that she was one of the ones that's been out there doing that, but it's a whole lot of people out there just doing some great things, and I think it's wonderful that they are doing it. Also, I called the county exec on yesterday, Mr. Dennis Levinson, because there's been a lot of things on Facebook. What is the county doing? What is the county doing? What's my mayor doing? And after I talked to him, I found out that the county is still up and running.
Yes, it is.
You can't go in, but you can call. They have workers are there, and what they are doing, they are servicing the community via the telephone. The meals have increased from 1,500 to 2,500 for additional 1,000 people are being fed. Whatever services you need, they have buses for the senior citizens who need to go to the grocery store and different things of that nature. So that's still in place. And I think what was one of the concerning points, or one of the things was, why isn't there a testing center in Atlantic County? And the site has, number one, has not been chosen. They're reviewing different sites all over the county. That's number one, and that should be soon. However, just having the site is not enough. You can have the site, but they don't have the tests. They don't have the personnel to run the testing sites. I think the closest site is in Holmdel, New Jersey. And I also called Senator Brown's office. I also called Assemblyman Mazzio. The only way that you're going to be tested, you have to have some symptoms. You can't just get tested like HIV just to go in there to see if you have it. If you don't have a fever, you don't have a cough, you don't have respiratory problems, you're not being tested. Period. Point blank and simple. You're not being tested. So, you may feel like it have, because there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of psychological things that are going on now, and people think that they have it and you don't have it.
Right.
And if you go there with a common cold and you don't have a fever, they're not going to give you the test. They do actually have tests that the doctors have and the hospitals have, but they are limiting that test for people who have the symptoms, and also for the healthcare professionals who are there working hand in hand, and people who are essential employees out there who may feel sick. They are giving them the test. So I wanted everyone to know that the county is up and running. You can call them at 609-345-6700, and there will be somebody there to answer your call. The food stamps are being increased, for each and every person who's on SNAP. And I think that's a good thing for those who are on it. I also want to advise, or suggest, I should say, to everyone that there may be a total shutdown for a few days. Make sure you already have your supplies and the things in the event that you are not allowed to go out. You do have everything that you need inside of your home. I also found out, I've been doing a lot of research and digging, and then we're going to have Lady Parrish come on, and she's going to tell us some information that she has for us.
Yeah.
And if we're not able to do it before our guest calls in,
Yes.
then we'll do it after the guest.
Yes, that's great.
The United States has a patent on the coronavirus known as COVID-19. It is the severe acute respiratory syndrome. Coronavirus patent US 2006257852. You can Google this on your own. And it's been out since 2007, the patent that we had. I find that very interesting, and that's a topic for another time. But there is a patent on the vaccine, and I thought that was very interesting. In 2015, Bill Gates, you can Google this as well, was talking about the coronavirus, and if it became a pandemic or an epidemic in the United States, what we would need in order to survive. I do want to say that I am saddened for anyone who has lost their life or lost a family member, or who have family members who are in the nursing home and you can't go see them. I saw one of the pastors in Camden, and their mother is in the nursing home and has coronavirus, and they can't even go in there and see about their mother. So check on your parents or your elderly aunts or uncles to make sure that they're okay, and make sure that they have what they need inside of their homes to be safe. Lady Parrish.
Yes, also, you can't visit the hospital.
Right.
And this lady's husband passed away, and she wasn't even able to go and be at his side. And sometimes you see all the news stories at night, which I'm limiting myself to news, and I suggest you do the same because you will be overwhelmed. But her husband passed away. And also today, down in San Antonio, and some of them are listening, I know, they're having a funeral service for the mother, and only 10 of them can be there.
Right.
So it's serious times, and we really want to be safe, so we want to abide by the rules that is set forth by our government.
Absolutely. And I attended a funeral. Well, I was at a funeral also on Thursday. There was only 10, and I made the 10 person. So it's really not a great time, especially when you have family and people who want to come and pay their respects, but they are not allowed. You know, they're really not allowed. So we need to be thankful for everything that we have right now, and continue to be careful. Continue to take the proper precautions that you need. So I'm really happy because last week we talked about Shot Right.
Yeah.
We talked about Shot Right, and we talked about the dollar stores and different things of that nature where people were just going in and it was crowded, but they did put things in place for social distancing. So
Now, you don't have to wear a dinosaur suit to the store, as we saw in the EHT Shot Right this week. Someone was in a dinosaur. Look on my page, you'll see her or him or her in a dinosaur. But if you're sick or you're not feeling well, make sure you cover your mouth to protect yourself and others, not just to protect you, but to protect others from, whatever. That was one of the things. Someone said a mask didn't matter, but I think it may be a sense of security that if you
That's true.
have asthma or any of the immune diseases such as lupus or any of those, I can't name them all, but you feel protected that anybody sneezing or coughing, it's not getting into you. There's a study out there of how far anything comes out of your body. It goes 10 feet, then it goes down. So if you're within that 10 feet or whatever, that may hit you in the nose, in the mouth, and that's why I'm saying keeping your hands out of your face. So a lot of things we see on TV,
right.
we should take heed. But basically from the national and from the CDC or the .gov
New Jersey,
websites.
absolutely. Actual websites. The governor, Phil Murphy, has set up an actual website
Yes.
for COVID-19 that has all of the information that you need on it, and you can read it for yourself, and it's accurate information. And also, if you are, the stores have also put something else in place. They can deliver
Yes.
your food.
Yes.
So you don't even have to go to the grocery store. I mean, there's a small fee, but it's worth it if you don't want to go out. You're afraid of catching something. They can deliver everything to your door. You can download the various places that do deliver. You don't even have to grocery shop. I mean, well, you grocery shop online, and then they will bring the groceries to your door, and I think that's a good thing.
And Dr. Witherspoon,
Yes.
what I'd like to say that a lot of our young listeners help older people. They're
Right,
not
right.
tech savvy, so they may not know how to do things, and maybe you can't visit them, but you can call, and you can call for them. If they can't call the store and don't want to do all the prompts, help them.
Exactly.
And call for them and do things for them, because everybody has a grandmom, and if you have older people even in your church that don't have
Social media.
or immediate family around to help them,
Right.
be a help and a guide.
Absolutely.
And keep them free of the scammers who are calling before that check gets here trying to tell them to deposit their checks. Help them avoid the scams.
I think that's a good idea. You know, and if we all did that, and I think that would be a help. Because some people say, well, how can I help? Maybe you don't have monies to help people, but you can, like Lady Paris said, you can go over there and help them with their phone, show them how to work it, operate it, what they need to do. And I think that's a great thing. I really think that's a great thing. Now, we've been, there's been a lot of information concerning the checks. People are concerned about the checks.
Will you get a check?
Will you get a check? Are you qualified for the check? How are they going to give you the check?
Yes.
So Lady Paris have some information. I believe that they did pass the stimulus package.
Okay. Is that
Oh
our
well,
guess?
we're gonna have to talk about that in a few minutes.
Okay.
So hold on,
Hold on.
and we have our first guest here. And Lady Paris, I would like for you to introduce our first guest.
Yes. Our first guest, and a lot of people know her, is Mika English. She is the founder of GREW, GREW by ME, me or Mika English. So she's a Pleasantville High School graduate, She went away to New York, and she told me when she was in school, I'm going to New York, and I'm going to be a cosmetologist, not a hairdresser, a cosmetologist.
A
Which she was
cosmetologist.
going to study the science of hair. So we're so proud of you, Mika. And you're online with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. And with that, I'm introducing Mika English, and Dr. Witherspoon will interview her. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, and I believe you are our last guest for celebrating Women's History Month.
Mm-hmm.
And we're proud of the things that you are doing. And we want you to talk about your product and what made you follow this particular dream.
Okay, so like Ms. Terry said, being a cosmetologist was always my dream and always my goal, even as a young girl. So me moving to New York inspired me to like push harder and work towards my main goal, which is to be a celebrity stylist. New York is a rough town. Like, it's rough to be there. If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere.
That's the truth.
Yes. So with me developing Grew, I was actually helping a client whose daughter had poison ivy in her scalp, and all of the dermatologists, they couldn't, like find a cure for it. They would give her prescription shampoo, prescription ointments, and everything to heal the abrasions on her scalp, but nothing was helping her. I Googled a couple ingredients that will kill the bacteria, and it actually helped grow her hair at a rapid rate. So I started to make it in a bowl every time she would come to the salon, and her mother went on vacation, and her mom asked me to make a bottle for them, a bottle of the conditioner. So when I made it for her, she paid me for the bottle, and it just like a light bulb went off. Like, I could sell this, try it on all my close clients, my family members, and it just snowballed from there. And I'm just really grateful that I was able to come up with a formula.
Wow. And the name of it is Grew?
Grew, yes, Grew, Grew by me. Me is my initials, Mika English, so it's actually M.E when you read it on the label. So it's Grew
Wow.
by M.E, yes.
That is
So people read it, people read it Grew by me, which is cool too. It has like a little jingle to it.
Yeah.
right, but it's actually Grew
By M.E, yes.
by M.E. Oh wow, that's you. Wow,
Yes.
that is phenomenal. And how long have this product been out?
Grew is 5 years old now.
Wow.
Grew is 5 years old. I've been in the industry for 17 years now. I've been licensed for 17 years. Before I moved to New York, I had a salon in Northfield, New Jersey, on New Road called High Sedity, and I was there for 4 years before I moved.
High
Brooklyn.
Sedity. High Sedity.
Personality.
I love it. So now, how challenging is that? What you've been in New York? Are you still in New York right now, or are you commuting, or how challenging is that now with the coronavirus? Have you been able to get to your salon? Or, well, of course not, because the salons are closed.
Yeah, the salons are closed. I'm in New York full time. I've been in New York 10 years now, but right now I'm in New Jersey because the numbers in the Bronx is crazy. So I got a little scared. So I came home just to be amongst family, and I'm in New Jersey right now.
Right.
But the salons are closed. In New York, the salons are closed in New Jersey. Like, we all suffering right now, but we pushing through. I know my sales went up rapidly since everybody has to wash their hair from home.
That's good.
My online sales went up. So I did a live yesterday just to make sure my clients was good, styling their hair at home. Because, you'll be surprised, a lot of women don't do their hair at home. They depend on us.
I do. I'm one of them. One of them.
People don't even have shampoo. So it's like...
I did have that, but
it's a
you
reality.
didn't mean.
It's a reality shock to all of them.
That is true.
Yeah.
So you do online, Facebook Live, how often?
Well, I don't do it often. Like, that was just something I felt I needed to do because I had a lot of questions on my inbox. So I stayed on for an hour yesterday. Yeah, just to answer a few questions and just to see how everybody was doing. But I normally just post videos and pictures and give a little tips here and there, what to do at home or, when you go to the salon, what to look for. Um, I feel like a lot of the black salons now are losing their essence. I feel like everything should, like back in the day, it was like a thing. It was an event to go to a salon. Now a lot of
True.
people are doing DIYs. They're watching YouTube. They being misinformed. So um, the salon that I work at in Brooklyn, Earth Receiving Salon, is very upscale. When you come in, you feel the vibe, like you know that you're in like an upscale place, like it's luxury. It's not just waiting, in and out. Nobody care. We take time with our clients. We do one at a time. We don't overbook. Your appointment is your appointment. It's a one-on-one session, and start to finish. Like we don't rush you out the door. We serve wine on Fridays, and it's like it's a luxury experience. It's not just an assembly line.
I understand. Now, if
Yeah.
people wanted your product, how do they get the product?
So the product is available online at mikaenglish.com, MIKA English.com, and also I have distributors in South Jersey. I post a lot of my distributors on my Facebook page if anybody wanted to get a delivery, like right to their door. I'm actually working on the storefront. Hopefully that'll be up and running by the summer. With everything going on, hopefully I can still move forward with that. But I have distributors that will bring it to you, or you can just order it online to be delivered.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And so this product is just move forward. I'm very happy for you. I'm proud of you
Thank
and what
you.
you're doing to help keep us beautiful. I am one who rely on the salon.
The salon, yes,
I
yes.
do.
Yeah, I understand. I understand because a lot of people can't do it, and
No,
it's a shame. Yeah, it's a,
so hopefully they'll be open soon. Well, we don't know how long, but
yeah.
when they
It's
open
crazy
back
that we
up,
don't have a definite. Yeah, we don't have a definite right now. So
right?
I was just trying to educate a couple people on what to do and what not to do from home until all of this blows over. But um, yeah, like it's a like a halt in the industry right now. Like we all going crazy. All the hairstylists are calling each other, trying to brainstorm, trying to see what our next move is. But
Right.
yeah, we just got to be still for a minute. Like I guess this is just a time for us to be still and really think things out. Like if it happens again, we have to be prepared. Because
That's true.
I don't think we were prepared for this at all.
I don't think anyone was prepared.
Yeah.
But a lot of creativity came out of. I think Lady Parrish talked about it last week. The chocolate chip cookie was invented
Right.
during
Stressful time.
stressful times. So a lot of ideas. When we talking about open doors, we talking about opportunities. A lot of ideas will come to us during this particular time that may be beneficial to us and our community down the line.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, wow, wow. I wish you the best. I hope that things will look like New York, even if most of the country will be starting to open up shortly. It looks like New York won't be open for a little minute.
Yeah, because New York, the numbers are like astronomical, and I have two clients that were diagnosed with coronavirus,
Wow.
and I have a couple clients that work in the hospital, like in the different boroughs, and they're saying like it's like a zombie land inside the hospital. Like every floor is like people that are really sick from the virus. They don't really show the people on the news, but it's a real thing.
It's
Like the numbers look
mhm.
crazy, but it's really happening.
It's really happening.
Yeah.
Now, everybody doesn't die from the coronavirus, but the mere fact that if you get it, it's scary.
Yeah, yeah. The people that are surviving through it are really suffering too. Like you really sick. It's like worse than the flu. So um, I'm just hoping that we find a solution for it and we just be able to open businesses and keep the economy going because right now none of us have a real plan. Like it's only been a week, so I don't know.
Well, we'll come up with one. One thing we know that we've come through some hard times before, and we'll make it through this. I don't know how, but some way, somehow, we will make it through it. What would you like to leave with my listening audience, Mika?
With the listening audience, I want to say thank you to everybody who ever supported Groove by me. It started from nothing. Like, I started Groove from mixing it in a mop bucket, and now I'm mixing 100 gallons at a time. So I'm very thankful over the 5 years. I want to say that. And I also want to say for all my women who depend on the hair salons, like, that's going to the hair salon is event. Like, it's a luxury. It's something that you're showing yourself that you love yourself. And, with times like this, just try to get to know your hair also. Like, don't just solely depend on, beauticians to, get you ready every week. It must be some style that you can do at home. Because we worry about y'all. Like, right now, we all stressed out for people who don't know what to do. So just try to get to know your hair. Try to use the best products you can use. Get the best tools for your hair, and just really pay attention to it. Don't ever give up on it. And if anybody has any questions for me, I'm available through inbox on Facebook, Mika English, Instagram, Mika English, and my website, MikaEnglish.com. So I appreciate you. Ms. Parrish, thank you.
You're so welcome.
For putting me on.
Love you.
All right.
I
Well,
will have you contacted me.
You're welcome.
Thank
what?
you.
You're welcome, and again, Happy Women's Month, and hopefully you'll be back very soon.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
All right.
And for those of us who don't know how to do hair, you can get a scarf.
Yes, a scarf, a wig, a ponytail.
A wig, a ponytail, and tie it up. Just because you're in the house don't mean you got to look any kind of way,
Right, do something to yourself. Yeah.
Love yourself.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'll be in touch.
All right, Ms. Parrish, thank you.
You're so welcome. God bless.
Yeah, so we have a couple minutes before. Yeah, so wrap it up.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tie that scarf on my head. I tell you, it rolls off every night, but I'm trying. I'm trying to tie it up. Silk scarf so it'll stay in place. My daughter said, Mom, where are you going? You ain't going nowhere. I said, that's not the point.
Yeah, but still got to take care of it so it doesn't come out.
We absolutely got to take care of yourself and love yourself. Even during this time, people are cooking more at home, which is healthier.
I'm not sure, Dr. Wisdom.
You don't think so?
Because we're cooking stuff like we didn't eat, like greens and sweet potatoes and potato salad and yams and barbecue stuff at home before. We just run and make a steak and a salad and we're good. But now that we have more time, we're cooking and...
But don't you think that's more healthy?
Isn't bad.
No.
The cooking isn't bad.
No.
It's the eating part.
Well, if you overeat.
Yes, if you overeat. But I think that it's healthier at home.
It's healthier.
You can monitor your sodium intake.
Right.
That's if you're not making the cobblers and the pies and things like that. I like to make it because I'm a
Well, you can have a little bit. All right. Well, we're going to have more information for you when you come back on the air. When we come back, we're going ready for a commercial break. But when we come back, we want to try to have information for you that's concerning the check. Because a lot of people want to know, when am I going to get the check?
The check.
And if
I'm going to get it.
I'm going to get it.
Check.
The check. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Would you like to hear your company or church announcements or church broadcast on the airwaves of WEHA? You can call our business office at 609-641-8870 for further details.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? When a tornado is tearing through town? Or a hurricane strikes? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. And it's not always as simple as using your cell phone. That's why now is the time to take action. Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you
Hello,
by FEMA.
WEHA listeners. This is Lisa Diane Hall, General Sales Manager here at WEHA 88.7 and 100.3 FM, where we have gospel and we have talk. We'd like to thank you for listening and sincerely appreciate your continued support over the last 10 years. Thanks to all of you, WEHA is now a 2-time Stellar Award-winning gospel radio station with a recording studio right here in your local community. As the newly appointed General Sales Manager, it is my goal to share my 20 years of experience in broadcasting and marketing with your church, business, or organization. I am pleased to announce WEHA's new community branding partnerships, where you have the opportunity to be heard on all of WEHA's platforms, including 2 FM bands, WEHA WeHaveGospel.com, and all of WEHA's social media pages, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. WEHA is currently seeking new Sunday morning programming and new talk shows. For more information or to arrange a WEHA studio tour, you can reach me, Lisa Diane Hall, at WEHA Studios at 609-641-8870. That's 609-641-8870. WEHA is Christ-centered, community-focused, and listener-supported.
Looking for uncommon talent? Meet the Grads of Life. They're not the typical candidates you're used to, but they're exactly who your company needs. An ideal fit for entry-level positions, internships, and even mentorships. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn
The
more.
weather
Brought to you by the Ad
outside
Council
is
and
frightful.
gradsoflife.org.
But the gospel is so delightful. Yes.
Check out our new website at www.wehavegospel.com.
Tune into In the Community with Thelma Witherspoon, Saturdays 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Gospel 88.7 FM. If you just tune in, you're listening to In the Community with Dr. Thelma Witherspoon and Lady Parrish on In the Community. And we got some information. We want to thank Mika English for calling in. She was our last guest for Women's History Month. And we're very excited, Evangelist Parrish for Lady Parrish for getting the guests for the women for this month. I really appreciate this. This show is being sponsored by the Hawks Family Businesses, who have been serving our community for over 30 years, and Beacon Hall, turning moments into memories, and the Lady Parrish Ministries. Also, 5 years ago is when we won, WEHA won the 2015 Stellar Award. And so that was today. Wow, it's 5 years ago. And the Stellar Awards were moved to July. They were moved to July in Las Vegas. So perhaps it'll be warm enough for everybody and can get back to normal, and you can go out to Las Vegas in July. Now we want to get to the questions. And if you have some, you can hit us up on Facebook, and we'll try to answer as many questions that we can. And for you, Lady Parrish has done some research, because one of the questions everybody wants to know, when am I getting a check? When am I getting some money?
Getting some money. Well, wait a minute, because it's not going to come that fast. But as you know, the coronavirus stimulus check is official. And find out if you're eligible for up to $1,200. Now, the new coronavirus relief package includes cash payments to many people affected by the epidemic. Now, you'll see me looking down because this is not retained in memory. I will be reading.
Good.
Friday afternoon, President Trump signed into law a $2 trillion economic stimulus package that includes payments of up to $1,200 to U.S. taxpayers in an effort to blunt the financial effects of the coronavirus outbreak. The House of Representatives passed the relief bill earlier in the day after the U.S. Senate approved it. So if you are my age, you remember the guy that used to say conjunction function, he told you how it had to go through. I'm just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill. So you had to know how.
Just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill.
And he told you how the process worked. Okay. So roughly 9 in 10 households may receive a recovery rebate under the economic stimulus. Not everyone will receive a complete payment, and some won't receive a payment at all.
I don't think that's fair.
Well, they said if you owe child support, you're not getting no money.
If you owe child support, you're not getting any money. Okay.
Okay. How much depends on your last year's taxes.
Okay.
Okay. The total amount of your stimulus check will be based on your adjusted gross income, or your AGI. Getting a whole bunch of new words this year, from your 2019 federal tax filing, or if you're not filed this year yet, on your 2018 filing. Okay. Now, question is, who's eligible?
Who's eligible? Now, you have up until July 15 to file your taxes, because the tax filing date was changed from April 15th to July 15th.
Right.
But they will, if you filed last year in 2018, you would be eligible.
Okay. Now, the amount you will receive will depend on the total income in the 2019 or the 2018. Here's who qualifies. If you're a single U.S. resident and have an adjusted gross income less than $99,000. You know, I guess there's a whole bunch of people out there making $99,000, but we're not in the number. I'm not in the number. If you file as a head of household and earn under $146,500. If you file jointly without children and earn less than $198,000.
Okay.
Okay. Read on. Okay. How it's calculated. It's more about how it's calculated. But I'll tell you. Okay. How much will you receive as a single taxpayer? A single U.S. resident must have a Social Security number and an AGI under $75,000 to receive the full $1,200.
Now, will that automatically go into your account? I don't know how are they going to get it.
I think they're going to do the checks, because I saw a check. Let me read further.
Okay, sorry about that.
One thing we don't want to it's a scam out there that people are calling you and saying, give me your numbers, and we can deposit it into your check. No. Everything, I would say, that is done by the government is done in writing. If it's not in writing, don't buy it.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Don't give people your numbers.
Right.
Your Social Security or your banking account. People have been cleaned out.
Absolutely.
Given their numbers.
So don't do that.
Do not do that. Okay, head of households. If you file as head of household, you will get the full $1,200, and if your AGI is $112,500 or less, with the amount decreasing till you you get that. Yeah, as long as you're under that.
The AGI will be your annual gross income.
Right.
Okay.
And then the heads of couples filing jointly, married couples filing jointly without children, and with the AGI below $150,000 will get $2,400, which I didn't know. I thought that was a household for $1,200. But if decreasing to zero at the if you're below the $198,000 income, for each child under 16, your family will get an additional payment of $500.
Under 16.
Under 16.
So if they're 16 and up, you don't get no money for them.
No. And I don't know why.
Why is that? Because they're in school too.
Because down here, they're saying that if you're a dependent. And you can be a dependent up to 21 or 23, depending on what, how you're classified.
Right.
But they're saying that I don't know. We'll find out more. If you haven't filed federal taxes for 2018, do that right now so you can get your money. If you're retired and didn't file a tax return for 18, you still may qualify. There are a lot of questions, a lot of stipulations, and all that. When will the checks go out? That's the big question. At the White House press conference on Thursday, Treasury Secretary Stephen, however you say his last name, said he expects people will receive their checks within 3 weeks after the bill passes. if they have direct deposit set up with the IRS.
Okay.
Okay, nobody else is going to direct deposit for you. If you have not set up direct deposit with the IRS, the government will mail your check. All right?
So if you have direct deposit, many people do
Yes.
from the IRS, and their taxes would come that way. Then the check would the money would automatically go into the account.
Right. Right. Okay. And then, do you need to sign up and apply or request your check? The federal government will automatically send your check to you if you qualify according to the IRS.
Now, if you have not filed your 2018 taxes, you may not qualify.
You may not qualify.
Now, because I haven't done 2019 yet, but because I did do 2018, then I would qualify.
Right. Because you know you have until July 15th.
Right.
They moved that date up. Now, I had some things of people who wouldn't be receiving the check, and it was one that if you were a college student, you wouldn't be receiving the check. If you some other reasons, if you were owed the government money, you may not receive your check.
Okay, so if you owe money, you may not get it.
Right, because if you owe child support, you may not get it. But I would suggest that you would look up information about it, because a lot of times it's general, and if you may have a particular case that you need to, know for yourself, look up information. Don't be afraid to, stretch out. Do college students get anything? Not if anyone claims them as a dependent on a tax return. Usually, college students under age 24 are dependents in the eyes of the taxing authorities if a parent pays for at least half of their expenses.
Okay.
Okay. What year's income should I be looking at? So 2019. But if you haven't prepared a tax return yet, you can use your 2018. And some of the information may be redundant because I went to two different sites and got information. One was reputable sites. One is the CNET, and the other one was a reputable site.
Well, you know what I would like to know, if a person owes for their taxes, but they have a payment plan set up, and they're paying their taxes, I mean, they deducting from them monthly for whatever that they owe. Would they still be included because they were responsible and they're making payments?
They're making payments. I'm scrolling.
That's a question.
That's a question. I'm scrolling down.
Now, I didn't hear anything about the senior citizens.
The ones of us that are on the but we file taxes. So seniors, I think all seniors, well, not all seniors file taxes. We file taxes. We're seniors, and we still file our taxes.
So if you file your taxes, then
you file your taxes. That's what they're basing it on. Who files their taxes?
But if you haven't filed in 5 or 10 years, you're not getting a dime.
You have to really. I don't want to be, because I have this law of never saying never.
But basically,
and always. But basically,
you're not getting nothing.
Sitting by the mailbox.
Right.
All right. Will U.S. citizens living abroad get a payment? Yes, as long as they met the income requirements and have a Social Security number.
Okay.
Do I have to pay income taxes on the amount of my payment? Okay, no. If my income tax refunds are currently being garnished because of a student loan debt default, will this payment be garnished as well? No. In fact, the bill temporarily suspends nearly all the efforts to garnish tax refund.
Wow.
To repay the debts, including those to the IRS itself. So basically, if you owe them, they're not going to keep your money.
All right. They're not going to keep your money.
They're not going to keep your money.
They're going to send you the money as long as you have filed.
Okay, unemployment benefits. Who will be covered by the expanded program? So the plan wraps in far more. The plan wraps in far more workers than are usually eligible for unemployment benefits, including self-employed people and part-time workers. The bottom line is, those who are unemployed or partly employed or cannot work for a variety of coronavirus reasons will be more likely to receive benefits.
Right.
Because they're also going to try to bail out big business. And what I did hear with David Muir, that the residents will get money before the big businesses.
Well, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think that's very fair. How much will I receive? And I think we talked about that, the $1,200. First, it started out with the $1,000, but then now I'm hearing the $1,200.
$1,200, and if you're married, $2,400.
Yes.
If you have children under 16, you get
yes.
$500 for each child.
Okay, so I'm reading a little more, trying to get more information, because it's a lot of information. I would suggest you maybe get a cup of coffee or tea and just sit down and read or scroll through, and if something particularly points to you, I'm waiting for the word because it's not coming to me, but if it pertains to you, try to find out that, because we can't be all inclusive.
Right.
Here's a question about, what if I have COVID-19 or need to care for a family member who has it? If you receive a diagnosis or experiencing symptoms or seeking diagnosis and unemployed, partly unemployed, or cannot work as a result, you will be covered. The same goes if you must care for a member of the family who has a recent diagnosis.
Right.
So you find out. I'll tell you a lot. The 211 number has a lot of information too. You can call that 211 about anything, and they have different options that you can select to deal with whatever question you have.
That's good, and that's been up and running for a long time.
For a long time.
In South Jersey, and a lot of people don't take advantage of it. But if you dial 211, if you go to the New Jersey COVID-19 website, you can look at that and have information on that, and go to CDC for that, and for information on the stimulus check to see if you are qualified. They can go where, Lady Parish?
They can go to
all of them.
All of them. You can go to, you can go to really any of the news sites, NBC, ABC. They have, the site I'm on is the New York Times right now.
Okay.
I'm scrolling down. The first site, the black book over here, that was the CNET. And then now I'm on New York Times, because this is a question that was interesting that said, if I just started a job but I didn't get to go to it, will I be covered? And it said, yes, you will.
Wow.
So they're doing everything to try to make us whole, or to help the people because this is really has impacted us so much. Even the church community,
Yes.
not going to church, not getting out to church. I mean, if you're used to going to church, that's like a devastating impact.
Right. So right now, the churches have been more creative.
Oh, yes.
They're online.
Yes.
So because we know the church is not the building.
No.
We are the church.
Right.
So that means that a lot of people are going online. They're doing conference calling, things of that nature in order to still communicate. And we're still getting the word out to the community, but even on a broader basis. It's on a broader basis. So, you got to get online. You got to get on a conference call. You got to do something in order to make sure that you're staying connected. And if you're home and you are a Christian, you do have your Bible.
Yes, you do.
Or you have your cell phone with your Bible in it, that you can still read your scriptures. You can still pray at home. All right, so that's important, that your relationship remains intact, and no one can do that for you but you. Also, Facebook has coronavirus. They have an icon. They have an information center, and you can go there as well. And also, I want to say, because people were sending me videos about different things with the coronavirus, with people with masks and all of that, and I tagged it because it really looked real to me. And Facebook flagged me and told me that the video was fake.
Yeah.
And the video was fake.
The lions that they said were let out in Russia.
Right.
That wasn't real.
That wasn't real. So if you don't have a website connected to your story, it's fake. Okay, it's fake. So a lot of people are getting caught up in it because it looked real. I mean, they had the hats and all of that, you know, the gowns and the masks and the washing your hands, and it was a fake video.
As a techie, you can what they call Photoshop anything.
That's true.
You can put people places they've never been.
That's
You
true.
look on one of my pages, you have my grandkids and myself standing in front of Eiffel Tower. We've never been to Paris.
I've been to Paris. I have. So if you see a picture with me there, it was over years ago.
Yeah, but I haven't been there, but I did that years ago. My grandson is now 36 years old,
Wow.
and he was 10 when I did that. So I've been doing technical stuff a long time.
Wow.
Putting people. But can I say something?
Sure.
And I'm not sure who said this, and English teachers helped me. Either it was Ralph Waldo Emerson or it was Oliver Wendell Holmes that says, a mind that is stretched by a new experience can never go back to its old dimensions. And
That sounds like Emerson.
it sounds like Emerson, but the quote that I got out, it has Holmes on there.
Or so it wasn't Emerson.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what, so I wrote it. But what I'm saying that, since we've had the COVID virus, we've gone and stretched beyond things that we would never imagine that
That's
we would
true.
have done March 1st.
I think it's as bad as it is, it's also been helpful.
Has been helpful. I'll tell you why.
Helpful.
We have learned to conduct church online.
Absolutely.
We've learned to have live Bible studies online.
Yes.
We have learned about online giving.
Yes.
We thought that was just for the mega churches.
Right.
We've learned how to do the conference call.
Yes.
I'm learning Zoom this week because each week I teach myself something new. And we've stretched. I did stuff this week I didn't even know that I could do.
Right.
And then I will never go back to where I was because now I've been stretched to even go higher. And I call myself next level. That's NXTLVL. Next level. I'm always looking to go to the next level of doing something better.
Well, definitely the coronavirus has helped, I believe, a lot of people go to the next level because although the restaurants you was used to going in there and sitting down, some of them got takeout. Some of they got delivery. They probably never had it on that order. They're putting out menus that I've seen from the various restaurants for the people who want that. So everybody's stretching.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Now, it's sad because I did see that Famous Days will not reopen even after the coronavirus is settled or settled or whatever the case may be. They're not opening again.
Oh, no. Somebody else is closing.
But it's important to know that people still got to pay their taxes.
Still got to pay their taxes.
And they don't have the revenue. So what do you do with that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they said Bed Bath Beyond.
Well, they were Bed Bath Beyond was going to already go out.
Already closed.
They were going to already close. So people still have to pay their taxes. And I did say this on Facebook. If you have the means, if you have the money, you have, because they've always told us put 3 months saved up. You know, some people do that, some people haven't. But if you have the means to pay your rent, your mortgage, your utilities, pay it.
Pay it.
Your loans, pay it. Because once everything is settled, you still owe it.
You still owe
And you don't want to be behind in what you owe. And if you get delinquent, it affects your credit score. Period. That doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. You know, so that's very, very important. You know, we wanted to be safe in here. So it's just Lady Parrish and I, and we are distant, you know, and we didn't have the guests to come in today. They called in, so we wouldn't go over the numbers. Of course, we wouldn't have went over the numbers, but just to make sure that people are safe. We want people to stay safe out there and do what you're supposed to do. You know, prepare.
Check on the elderly.
Check on the elderly, prepare, even if they don't open the door.
Yeah, just call them.
Call them. Call them. And check on them to see if they're going to make it. Listen, we're going to make it.
We're going to make it. We got to make it.
Yeah, we're going to make it through this. And we've been quoting the scripture for a little while, but God has not given us the spirit of fear.
No.
But a power, love, and a sound mind. And although I don't have fear, it doesn't mean that I'm not precautious. It doesn't mean I don't wash. Well, I was always washing my hands before coronavirus. But, you know, I'm doing it even more, you know, now. And so we're going to make it. There is hope. There is hope. We're going to make it. We've made it before. We made it through the 1918 influenza flu. We've made it through the Depression as a country. And we will make it through the coronavirus. even if you're not able to get in your church building, as before stated, we are the church.
Yeah, we are the church. The church has left the building.
The church is the church hasn't stopped,
Right.
because we're not all able to congregate in the building. But you can still pray. You can still go online.
Right.
You can still go to your Bible study. You can still read the Word of God, and you can just do what you need to do in order to maintain a certain spirituality. Listen, because without God, you will be flattened by coronavirus. Because the fear will grip you so bad that you won't die from the coronavirus. You die from fear. You're going to have a heart attack over fear. In South Jersey, we do have 11 cases. We have 275,000 people who live in South Jersey, but we still need to be safe. North Jersey is hit harder. New York is hit harder than we are. But some people say, well, Thelma, you don't know. It hasn't got here yet. But I'm praying that it doesn't get here. That it doesn't get here on that massive scale. It doesn't mean that it will. So far, the numbers are not that high. And when the numbers are not high, you don't get the resources that you're doing. So if you need services from Atlantic County, call 609-345-6700 Monday through Friday. Someone will pick up the phone. Call 211. Someone will pick up the phone and make sure that you're able to get the services that you need. So you can't physically go in, but the county, according to County Executive Denny Levinson, is still open and still running. And most of the cities still open and still running. The trash people, and we're talking about the health professionals, but we got to also think about the people that pick up your trash.
Pick up the trash, sweep the streets.
To sweep the streets, to keep things clean. We want to be, cautious. I mean, thankful for them too.
Oh, and I want to thank those teachers that are doing the
Yes.
teacher parades. To
Yes,
find
yes,
the kids.
yes.
Beautiful, beautiful job.
Absolutely. We want to thank all of the teachers and parents.
Parents.
Make sure that your kids are doing their packets.
Yes.
That they're logging on to Google Classroom.
Yes.
And doing this is not a vacation
No, it's not.
from school. They still got to go to school, but they just going via Chromebook.
Yes.
So we want you to be encouraged. We want you to stay safe, and we'll see you on next week.
Yes, we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, Dr. Ramirez. Well, did you enjoy our program today? I know you did. Thanks for tuning in to In the Community with Dr. Thelma and Lady Mary Parrish on In the Community. Keep those dials locked to WEHA.
Gospel 88.7 W.